Baby Monster by Ria. Once upon a time, there was a baby with a talking teddy bear. It talks all day long. One day, Mum came in the room. Ah! The teddy bear turned into a baby monster. The baby monster scared the baby. Oh dear, let's call the fire engine. It still isn't dead. At last, it is dead. They all had a picnic.
Oh, give Ria a really big clap. Say that, Ria. If you think she was really clear and you thought it was brilliant, you put your thumb up. Oh, excellent.
Assessment for learning here happens every day in a classroom. But within the curriculum there are planned opportunities. So in each area of the curriculum there would be opportunities for assessment. Assessment for learning is part of the whole package that we offer the children.
Whitchurch First School is a three-form entry school in the London Borough of Harrow. With 64% of pupils learning English as an additional language and 13% designated as special needs, they received an outstanding from Ofsted for their speaking and listening.
Hands up if you can tell us what we've been learning about in maths this week, Tegan.
Laying the foundations of assessment for learning with young children encourages them to start thinking about their learning and at the same time giving them hands-on practice with basic assessment techniques.
What's inside here, Tegan?
Shapes.
Shapes! Good girl, we've been learning about shapes and we're going to do something with the feelie bag. Let's just see if we can practice what we are going to do with it. I'm going to put my hand in, but I can only give you a yes or a no answer. Let's have Vishal.
Is it a 3D shape?
No.
Does it begin with a S?
No.
Does it have 3 sides?
No. I know you watched. What shape are you thinking of, Tegan, that has 3 sides?
A triangle. Is it a pyramid?
Is it a pyramid? It can't be a pyramid because they said, is it a 3D shape? And I said no. The feelie bag activity has both aspects of the speaking and listening because the children are having to listen to what the other children are asking, but it's also an assessment opportunity for the children asking because then I can assess whether they can ask a question and whether they can ask a question that's appropriate. It doesn't have 3 sides. It isn't a square. It isn't a 3D shape. And it doesn't begin with a S. There's some of the questions we've asked. What else could you ask me?
Does it have 4 sides?
Does it have 4 sides? Yes? Oh, Marnie, what shape do you think it is?
Rectangle.
And she is correct! Rectangle. You asked me so many really good questions. I'm very fortunate to have been able to stay with my class. I was in reception last year with them and it's been fantastic being able to see how their confidence has developed from reception into year 1 because it's just meant that I've been able to track it a lot better and seeing how some of the children who couldn't speak in front of a group can now talk confidently. Let's see how Man's getting on with his model. It seems to be getting a lot bigger. What else have you got in your model, Kamal?
I need to find a piece.
What are you looking for?
A red line piece.
A red line. Can you see one? Oh, here. How about that? Is that any good? What are you going to use that bit for?
When my light flashes, it means someone needs help.
And what do you do when somebody needs help?
Then my model flies, and if it's from the sky, if it's falling from the sky, then I go up to save it. If it's down and it's broken, then I slide.
And you slide as well. You've got put a lot of thought into those bits. Fisher, what do these parts do? What's this thing on the front of your model? What does that do?
That's the lights.
The lights?
Yeah. If it's an emergency, we're going to help it.
If it's an emergency.
Because do you know, this makes it fly through the battery.
The battery helps it to fly. You've thought lots of ideas through on there. Your mother does an awful lot.
And then
English is a second language for most of the children in the class, and some children find English a lot easier. In terms of an activity like this, they can talk it, but they can't write it. So their real focus here is just on the making and just the talking, because they can talk the ideas, but they haven't got all of the writing skills and the literacy skills to be able to write all of these ideas down.
no, three.
I think with Year 1, as the children are so young, the speaking and then listening opportunities really need to be play-based, as well as obviously the work that they have to be doing in Year 1. It is really important to give the children the confidence to talk, and if you're always structuring exactly what they have to do, you don't give them the freedom to show you what they can do. So opportunities in role play are fantastic, where you're not working with a group specifically, but being able just to observe.
Working with a small group of children provides Chrissy with an effective assessment for each child.
Ethan, why are you copying me? I'm just doing the injection. Have you done this thing? What? Now I see what you're doing. My wig. Hey, Ben. My wig. You should Molly take it out of his mouth because I'm trying to do this thing. You should Molly take it. It's good. 11040 F.
That's his temperature, 104 Fahrenheit.
And this
What's he going to do about it?
When I put this I'm doing him a big operation.
Okay.
When I put this in, it was 140 again. It'll take long.
Okay, I've got time to wait.
Yeah, so you don't need to do nothing. Can play the bunny. Where's the spoon? And this has an earache. This has an earache as well.
It has an earache as well.
Sick. My wig is broken.
So you've written it down for me. My wing is broken. Okay, so I know what's wrong with my owl.
It's broken again. This is both now. Can I check his blood?
Looking to see whether they can be creative in their ideas. Do they need me to be prompting them? Okay, I have prompted the animal, saying what's wrong with the animals, but pretty much after that it's up to them. Whereas if these children can speak and talk about how they're going to rectify the animal with the cut paw, can they think about all these things and the vocabulary that some of them have been using and blood and the temperature. These children obviously have this certain vocabulary. They know how to understand and look after animals, which is one of our science objectives for the term. Another appointment. When do I need to come back?
If they're not feeling well, you have to come back.
Okay, could you make me another appointment? And the children being able to make an appointment. I mean, I hadn't modelled any of that with them, so I know that they know a lot more about it than I had anticipated as a result of doing the role play assessment.
Like 10 days.
10 days. And my appointment, what does it say? When is my appointment booked for? For the owl?
Time at 1 o'clock. The day is Friday the 20th.
Thank you very much. Friday the 20th. Thank you. Assessment for learning as they get older certainly is the more emphasis on themselves. They need to be able to self-assess as whether they can understand the topic and whether they can move on. We're kind of doing a foundation for them beginning to self-assess and beginning to reflect on their learning. Certainly at this age, maybe my class are unique, but they are quite confident in telling me whether they do or don't understand something. So let me start. Now I'm going to read a little bit and then you're going to tell me how I can make my reading more exciting. Okay, this is how the story begins. On a dark, dark hill there was a dark, dark town. In the dark, dark town there was a dark, dark street. In the dark, dark street there was a dark, dark house. In the dark, dark house there was a dark, dark stables. Who can tell me how I can make that better? Megna.
Do it a little bit slower.
A bit slower. Daksha.
You need to make your voice more louder.
My voice more louder, that's correct. Okay. I'm going to try again. This is how the story begins. On a dark, dark hill, there was a dark, dark town. And in the dark, dark town, there was a dark, dark street. Now, show me your thumbs up. If you think that was more exciting, if you don't think it was okay, or if I wasn't very good in my reading, Ritika, why do you think it was really good?
That was loud.
It was loud. What else?
It was clear.
It was clear. Anything else? Oh, so you thought it was good because it was loud and it was clear. Yeah. Olia, what can I do to make my speaking better?
Make it even clearer.
Even clearer. And what else?
And just make different nice voices.
Alia just said I was too spooky. Was I too scary?
No.
Now we're going to get Maya to read her story on the author's chair, and I hope she's got all those important things we've been talking about in her brain to help her when she's doing her reading. Okay, and you're ready.
The Jelly Monster by Maya. Once upon a time there lived a jelly monster, and at the party the jelly monster got some jelly and threw the jelly at them. When the jelly monster got home, he ate more and more jelly. When the jelly monster went to sleep, he had a tummy ache. When it was morning, the jelly monster had to go to the doctor, so he felt better, but then the jelly monster ate a piece of jelly, but then he exploded, and that was the end of the jelly monster. The end.
1, 2, 3. Let's see your thumbs. Oh, excellent. So we thought that it was really good. Let's get somebody to tell us why it was so good. Tajan.
Her voice was good and it was clear.
Oh, it was clear. Is there anything you can think of she could do it to make it better? Or was it fine?
It was fine.
Oh, it was fine. Oh, that's good. The children are very new to it, but they're all willing to have a go. They're very happy to give feedback on me, and what they find, I think, difficult is giving feedback on each other at such a young age. But it's something we can think about for the future, how we would do it. Maybe they're not ready to be talking about things that they could do to improve.
Year on year, we try to build the skills so that the children have the vocabulary and the concept of what learning is. There should be a free flow through, and I think there has to be for the children to see that they have a seamless education, and that they're very, very on board with their own learning and about understanding what it means to be a learner and how they can get better at it.